recognizes Ms. Barragán from California for her 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to thank the witnesses for being here today. It's a little challenging to sit in this hearing and hear my Republican colleagues criticize something they didn't even support. We're talking about delays. The BEAD program is even there as an option because of the infrastructure bill. Because the first time this president was there, promised an infrastructure bill and couldn't get it done. And House Democrats were able to get it done, and now they have no problem when there's an infrastructure project approved, going on their television set and trying to take credit for it. And now House Democrats have invested in broadband. Now, one of my colleagues across the aisle just said, we already have 15 programs. I don't know why we need another one. Like, why don't we just have one? Ms. Morris, is there a benefit to the BEAD program? Why can't that money just be somewhere else? Or why would we only need one?
So the way it's right to acknowledge that there are a variety of funding programs with a variety of purposes that are funding high-speed internet investments throughout the country, all with different goals, some with specific rural goals, some with tribal goals, some with digital equity goals, and they are all working in concert together. And I will say that in my time at NTIA, I saw some of the closest and most integrated partnership across the federal agencies and departments that are tasked with this money to make sure that the money was spent wisely, efficiently, and that programs like the BEAD program, which Congress recognized would take a long time to implement, could be the cleanup batter when it comes to finally connecting the last remaining locations that had not been served. So, you know, on some ways, we're at the mercy of the way Congress passed the laws and the way that they're directed to different agencies and partnerships. But in other ways, it creates a lot of opportunity for agencies and departments to work together to leverage these different sources of money and to do what we've never been able to do and have at this moment the opportunity to do, which is to finally close the digital divide once and for all.
And is it my understanding that the state of Louisiana is on the doorstep of actually being able to get these dollars and put it into effect?
More than on the doorstep. Their final proposal has already been approved. It is sitting with NIST. I don't know if there's employees to remove the special award condition that's holding it up, but that's the step that needs to be taken.
Yeah, so it sounds to me like not only is this program critically needed, but even states like Louisiana felt it's needed and is on the verge, or could be on the verge, if it were not for this administration putting a hold and delaying this program. And it's no surprise to me that Republicans want to weaken the protections around BEAD to funnel taxpayer money to Elon Musk. We've already seen this scheme play out with the FAA. You know, last week, Elon Musk falsely claimed on X that Verizon failed to meet the conditions of its $2.4 million FAA contract to upgrade air traffic control systems. According to press reports, the FAA is now considering handing the contract over to Musk Starlink. This move comes merely weeks after Musk Doge accessed the FAA's sensitive information and systems. There's a word for this. It's corruption. Ms. Morris, given Elon Musk's influence over federal agencies that regulate his businesses, how can we ensure that BEAD funding is put toward actual broadband infrastructure as currently planned rather than diverted to any one individual or company?
So there's a couple of ways in which I'll answer your question, Congresswoman. I think it's critically important to look to the states that have been doing this work for the past 3 years and ask them what they need, what they want to do, what they've planned to do, and to the extent that they are prepared to move forward to either the next phase in the 14-step process or to the finish line or the end zone, given an earlier metaphor, that we give them the tools to do it. Second, I think Congress has an important role to play in making sure that the BEAD money, which has been teed up to be spent very soon, is spent wisely and carefully and doesn't fall into the same traps that we've seen time and time again over the years in investments in broadband infrastructure in this space. See, again, RDOF.
Thank you. I also understand that our chair's own home state of North Carolina is projected to create 6,100 jobs that would provide vital economic opportunities for middle-class and working families, but these jobs are stuck in limbo, and with today's announcement that there's going to be a review of the program, that's only going to cause further delays. I don't understand why we don't have more champions trying to make sure this program continues and stays on schedule as is. Thank you. I yield back.